How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I dipped my foot into politics a little bit. I've been making some guitar cover songs and trying to catch up on college and my personal life. But I saw this video that really stuck out to me by the title. It says, "I don't see race." And this is a sentiment that I'd say most normal people can empathize with, to a bit. It's personally something myself, I have strong feelings on myself. I don't see race, well, not just because, it's not like I can't tell that someone has different amounts of melanin in their skin. I can't tell the difference between facial structures. What the argument is about is that there's no inherent differences in people because of their history, because of their background, and other factors. I think that judging people by their merits and individual person is at the forefront the most important thing, and that's what the meaning of "I don't see race" is really about. But this video is so gross in the way it twists, the actual meaning of it to mean, into framing someone who says it as like just a totally out of touch, like bubbly ditzy, a kind of person that like literally can't see like physical differences and variations of humans. So let's just jump into it.
Man, there were so many incredible, super diverse movies last year.
Diverse movies?
Yeah, like Moonlight or Lion, Hidden Figures and Fences, movies that didn't like just feature white people.
So interesting.
It's funny, and there's where we draw the line. There's diverse movies, and then there's white movies. It's the diverse versus white. So you already know what diverse means. It means not white. So right off the bat, if you want to talk about what diversity actually means, it's we can look at a map of the world of all the people who consider themselves white. To varying extents. Some people from Spanish backgrounds may consider themselves Hispanic, but it's less likely because they come from the European continent. Meanwhile, many Americans will see people of Spanish descent as Hispanic. But yeah, there's disagreements on that. So there is actually there's commonly a division between Latin Americans who see themselves as white versus Hispanic, as is in many other places in the world. And so, of course, America mostly came from Germany, because of the migrants from World War II, and the Irish, because of the oppression that they went through, they migrated here, and then, of course, the English, because they settled Jamestown and the places and spread about. The Russians, I guess to an extent, can be considered white, but they can also be considered Asian because they're on the Asian continent. In Australia, of course, they also came from Europe. I believe I'd heard that they were prisoners that actually were sent to that were like, exiled to Australia. And look, they formed a beautiful nation. And Israel. So that's debatable. The Israelis, some don't see themselves as white. They see like Jewish as like a unique, racial identity, and others may see themselves as white. But anyway, before rambling on too much about this, so we know that diversity exists in the sphere that calls themselves white, which is ever expanding too.
I never really thought about that.
Really? Even after the whole Oscars so white thing and all the articles written about it?
Oscars so white.
Just don't see.
Okay, and a funny thing about Oscars so white. So, talk about where a lack of diversity actually happens in the media industry. Look no further than Disney. Look no further than Disney and comics. You have this one where it looks like she's actually white, but these comic book characters, the recast, you got the big one right here, the Little Mermaid. This one really blew up, and of course you have Snow White, who is being replaced by a Hispanic girl, and a lot of stuff going on with that. These four, and to be fair, there have been movies in recent history that have had whitewashing of characters. Mostly, I would say, have replaced, I guess, non-black, except for this one. Yeah, Asian people and Hispanics, have been victims of whitewashing, I would say, in media for a long time. And talk about Shrugged Atlas or something. That was a real big one. I had the guy that was playing a Korean character, and he just looked goofy. Both blackwashing and whitewashing, have been problems, and that's how you achieve real diversity, is with authentic representation, and stop fucking race swapping, like either direction.
Race. I guess I'm just the least racist person here.
Okay. Racist,
And that's true.
like, often, like, a pretty obvious thing to observe. It's not, like, racist to notice.
I had to laugh. Zach, my goodness.
And while that's true, like race is, as we understand in regarding to phenotypic traits, is easy to observe. It is easy to tell the difference between someone like me with with small amounts of melanin versus someone with large amounts, or someone with a really pronounced brow ridge, or someone with a cute little button nose. It's those things we can see. No,
I only see one race.
Ugh,
The human race.
such bullshit. You're only telling yourself that so you don't have to think about racism or confront your own prejudices.
and here is where the crux of the bullshit, comes into play, and where I think most of the frustration with people who rightly, oppose this pretentious academic bullshit starts. So it's like this, that by framing the idea that if you disagree with their definitions of race and all the social theories surrounding it, that you must be projecting some subconscious racism, is, they're playing this 5D chess, with your mind, because basically gaslighting you into questioning your motivations, when it's really just simple as, I don't think there's any fundamental differences between someone who has these phenotypes versus these phenotypes, or this background versus this background. It's like, and for you, the not racist person, coming from a principled, genuine place, you struggle, you may struggle to convey how you're not actually racist, because you're not. All they care about is pushing as many people as they can into their fucking critical race theory, their systems of oppression and privilege, as they can. That's all they care about. They're not genuine. They're not principled. Let's just move on to it.
No, I'm not prejudiced, okay? I don't even judge Trap.
And she's not. But you could see she's representing that kind of a person that's, getting frustrated. They're starting to question, like, oh, am I actually racist? But they're not.
I'm not prejudiced, okay? I don't even judge Trap for being a woman.
I'm a man, Katie. You know that.
No, honestly.
And the funny thing is, the absolute hilarious irony of that is that if she actually couldn't see their faces, hear their voices, and was just solely judging them, by their character and personality and, the stereotypical behavior of modern women, then they would absolutely get misgendered. All right, let's continue.
I just guessed. This is gonna sound nuts, but I don't see gender and I don't see sex. I just see people.
You don't see...
You know what it's like? I had to pull this up. This is an old meme that I saw before, and I may need to enlarge the text a little bit. Rawr, people deserve to be treated like humans. Nobody has the right to murder millions. Rawr. And then you got Hitler here that's like, hey bro, I just want to murder all the Jews and take over the world, but hey, like, that's your opinion. I'm fine with that. Looks like you got some growing up to do. So these fucking dickheads, right? Okay, maybe they're not Hitler, but these dickheads right here, framing it as though they're the mentors of enlightenment and truth and reason here in the while framing her with the bubbly music playing over her, like this petulant child that just wants things to be simple. Why can't we all just be equal? But she's actually fucking right.
How men and women look different.
No, I just see like shapeless blobs walking.
Shapeless
Okay, and
blobs.
if one of those shapeless blobs were pregnant, you would then know that it was a woman.
To me, it could just be like a heavy-set man who has like a big watermelon stomach. Okay, I just am so committed to equality. I'm just a good person.
Unless you're blind, you can tell that people have inherent differences.
Oh, I will.
Okay, and this is the last point. I'm going to go ahead and close this out now. Don't need to give them any more view time. So yeah, there is no inherent differences, as I've said a few times throughout this video, other than the arbitrary phenotypic differences which has been created by the environment over the years. that no one is inherently more privileged or oppressed because of these differences. And the only reason people think they are is because we have slowly been recovering from a long history of institutional racism and public ignorance. And the way that society has responded to it by putting different people in boxes and trying to shield them, in the ways that they have, rather than like actually treating everyone like as actually equal, has really created the opposite effect that they wanted it to, and that it's exacerbated the divisions in society. But by saying there's anything inherently different about someone, from the amount of melanin in their skin, you're giving the validation to the racist, and you are doing the racism. So that's where I'm going to end my bit of monologue. I want to end this with a nice little video of Morgan Freeman, and with an inspiring message for the future. This was taken 15 years ago. Believe it or not, in 15 years, the world hasn't learned a bit. In fact, it's just gotten worse.
Black History Month you find
Ridiculous.
why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
No, I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
And remember, folks, there is only one race: the human race.